If you're considering buying or selling a home in Ottawa in the coming months, you're going to want to follow along today, as I'm going to share with you the details of what's going on in Ottawa's real estate market. Since it's been a little bit since my last update, I'll make sure to discuss the trends that I'm seeing this spring as a whole as well. We're over a quarter of the way through 2025, so I'm here to let you know what's going on and give you tips on how to successfully buy or sell in today's market. One detail about my updates. I use data and stats for the City of Ottawa boundaries. This differs from the Ottawa Real Estate Board's monthly stats, which includes towns outside of the city boundaries. I also break things down a little differently into detached, freehold towns, and condominiums. The board uses different definitions for housing types, and they get their data from the Canadian Real Estate Association, while I'm getting my data from the Habistat tracking program that we have. First off, let's talk about the months of inventory. This is the number of months that it would take to sell all of the currently listed homes that are on the market at the current rate of sales if no more homes were listed for sale. Thus, it's affected by both the current inventory levels and the rate of sales for the past month. As a buyer, you want to see higher months of inventory, so you have more selection and less competition. And as a seller, you want low months of inventory so that your home sells quickly with competition, which can bring higher sales prices. In April, the months of inventory for all properties in Ottawa was 2.52. This has been trending down slowly all spring from a peak of about 3.25 in December and January, meaning that the market is moving a little quicker. Comparing it to last year, which was at 2.2 months of inventory, it means that this year's spring market is a bit slower than what we saw last year, and it's most certainly slower than the average for the last 5 or so years, when we were at or below 1 month of inventory. Like most stats, looking at all property types and areas of the city is not super useful, so I will break it down for you. If you're looking at a detached home, the months of inventory is fairly close to that overall average. It's at 2.35 months. If you're looking at a townhome property, it's sitting at about 1.7 months, meaning homes are selling more quickly. And if you're looking at a condominium apartment, it's much higher, at about 3.7 months. That is much closer to a balanced market. The average sale price of all properties across the City of Ottawa in April 2025 was $716,000. This was up almost 3.5% from March and up just slightly, 0.5%, from what we saw in April of 2024. Again, I'll break it down to the 3 major types of properties. The average sale price for detached homes across the city was $932,000. Freehold towns were $629,000, and condos sat at $444,000. Remember that average prices are for all of those properties that have sold, so they get affected by exceptionally high or low-priced homes selling, and it skews the average. There are also stats for the entire city, so the prices differ vastly depending on which area that you're looking at. Ask your trusted realtor for the details on your specific situation. Our list to sale price ratio, which is a measure of how close the asking and selling prices are, remained at 99% in April. This means that on average, homes are selling for 99% of the asking price. Remember though, that averages include those selling within days, which are most likely to be selling at or above asking price, as well as those that have been on the market for many months. It also doesn't take into account if an asking price has been lowered significantly, resulting in an over-asking sale price. Many homes start out with higher asking prices, they don't get the interest they expect, and then they drop their price to a more reasonable asking price and sell. This stat only looks at the difference between the last asking price and the sale price, not what originally it had been listed at. The next thing we'll look at is how long it's taking for homes to sell. That's the days on market, and it represents the time on the market for those homes that have sold. Citywide, we're seeing an average of 29 days on the market. This has been on a steady decline since January, when we were seeing 51 days. Breaking it down into property types, we see detached homes are at 28 days, which is exactly where it was last month. Townhomes are selling slightly quicker at an average of 25 days, the same as last month, and condominiums are selling at an average of 34 days. Though if I break that down further into condo apartments, they're at 39 days, while condo townhomes are at only 25 days. If you're thinking about buying real estate in the near future, mortgage rates are ranging between 3.79% and about 4.75% right now. They haven't changed too much over the past couple of months. The Bank of Canada held their overnight lending rate last month, which guides the bank prime rates and variable interest rates. Their next interest rate announcement is coming up in early June. Fixed rates are affected by the 5-year bond rates, which have actually climbed up in the last couple of months due to the uncertainty from the economy that's going on south of the border. As always, it's absolutely essential that you talk with a mortgage broker, ideally, or a representative at your bank, to find out what the rates are for you and your specific situation. So, I've shared the stats and the numbers for the City of Ottawa market, but I need to point something out because it has to do with the rest of the province. You may be seeing headlines in the news that are much more negative about the real estate market than here. Real estate brokerages and even CREA have downgraded their expectations for the year. Headlines are saying that the market is absolutely horrible, such as this one. I won't sugarcoat it. The market is not good elsewhere in Ontario, especially in the Toronto area. Province-wide, which really does mean Toronto, houses are taking a lot longer to sell. Condominiums are hardly selling at all due to investors trying to get out and also lots of new completions of condos. Prices in a lot of the property sectors are starting to decline. Our market in Ottawa has proven to be more resilient throughout all of this recent uncertainty, and while it is slower than last year and not what was expected heading into 2025, things are still moving. Buyers are being cautious, and I believe that there are still a lot of buyers sitting on the sidelines waiting to see how things are trending before they potentially jump back in. Sellers who need to sell will need to price right and make their home look fabulous to capture the attention of the buyers who are out there. Because there are buyers, but when they have lots to choose from, they only choose the best. The bottom line is that whether you're buying or selling, you need to be working with a trusted professional who is going to tell you the truth about how your specific situation and needs can be met in this market. If you want a tailored market analysis for the home you own or the type of home you're looking to get into, please get in touch and I'll give you the straight goods so that you're making informed decisions. My contact details are in the link with this video. Otherwise, I'll be back next month with another updated report on the Ottawa real estate market.